Insecurities. First of all, I want to say sorry for not uploading for a while. I've been dealing with doubts, first of all, then imposter syndrome, and mainly insecurities. I always thought, imagine you have no insecurities. How would your life look like? And I thought I was getting much better at that. But still, I'm really struggling with my insecurities. So today, I wanted to make this video. I have no script. I didn't script anything. While brushing my teeth, I thought about it and decided to make this video. I'm going to be vulnerable and share my insecurities and my biggest insecurity. So my whole life, my biggest insecurity from when I was a kid, since when I was born, was this: my right hand. At birth, or when I was in my mom's womb, when she was pregnant, she didn't had the perfect diet because we were poor, right? That's what she told me. That they were poor and they didn't have enough to eat. Think about the healthy diet. Just they were surviving. And maybe it's because of that. Maybe she fell once, if I remember correctly. Maybe it's that. We did a lot of checks, growing up, going to hospitals, asking doctors and everything. They basically said they cannot do anything about it. So it's kind of like a nerve damage, if I understand it correctly. Some kind of nerve damage, that my right side is weaker. I think I'm like forced left-handed. My left hand is fine. I'm left-handed. But my right hand, look at this. I cannot control my fingers very well. So it's a motor problem. Maybe it was something to do with not getting enough white cells at birth or something like that. So I don't know. Basically, I had to grow up with a handicap, disability, whatever you want to call it. And because of that, I wasn't able to do a lot of things growing up, where you had to use both hands, playing instruments, playing sports, all of that. And growing up, it hasn't been the easiest, right? I cannot do the things that I wanted to do because of this. Even if I were able to do a little bit, I could never get good at it because for most things you need both hands, right? Let me tell you this story. In school, back in India, we had music lessons, right? Music classes. Learning to play instruments. One day I wanted to learn the Tibetan guitar, right? And it's hard. So I was using this hand to do the thing, right? The other hand to do this. But because I didn't have good control over my wrist and my fingers, I wasn't really able to play, right? And I told my music teacher that because of this I cannot play it. And he shouted at me and said, "Then don't play." And as a kid, Oh, it hurt me. That it was very painful to hear that. I'm sure he didn't mean it in that way. He doesn't know about this. But yeah, it was painful. Just thought about that memory. You know, those kind of memories stays in your mind. And some kids laughing at my hand when I'm not able to do some things. Even in high school, there were some people that I thought were my friends laughed at it. So I think it still stays in my mind. But the older I get, right, I've learned to accept it. Growing up as a kid, I used to wish, like literally, when I was a kid, I used to go to sleep wishing that my hand would magically heal the next morning. And obviously, every morning is the same. But now that I'm wiser and older, I've learned to accept things that are out of my control, right? I cannot do anything about this. So why worry, right? I've learned to accept it. I'm grateful for it, right? Because of this, I went through some harder times compared to, let's say, normal kids. I'm sure everybody goes through hard times. So for me personally, because of it, it made me who I am today. Because I went through those hard times, the struggles, finding different ways to do things, and building character. It made me who I am today, and I'm truly proud of who I am today. So I'm grateful for this. The good, the bad, the ugly that I went through, I'm grateful. And another thing is, it could have been worse, right? There are a lot of people, I know, there are a lot of people who go through way worse than this. Some people don't have an arm or a hand. I have all four, how do you call this, limbs. I can still do things, right? So I should be grateful for it. I'm truly grateful for it as well. I'm just sharing my biggest insecurity. This is truly my biggest insecurity. And over the years, I really thought about the question that I just asked. How would your life look like if you had no insecurities or very little insecurities? I know as a human being, we will always have insecurities, but we can lower the insecurities, I'm sure, and overcome them for the most part. So this is my first attempt of overcoming it. I've heard Dr. K, if I'm not mistaken, he's a psychologist or therapist, one of those two, told, I mean, in the video he said, you have to overcome your insecurities instead of trying to fix it or to hide it. The more you hide it, the more you're feeding the insecurity. Yes, I think it's good to try to fix your insecurities if you can, right? If you're overweight, try to, eat healthy, work out, try to fix it. But he says the more important thing is the mental side of it. To truly first overcome the insecurity and then fixing it. I think he said just fixing the problem doesn't fix the insecurity part. For example, there was a plastic surgeon And I think it was in the book, The Psycho-Cybernetics, with Maxwell. I forgot the author's name. Just because you fix a insecurity, let's say, with plastic surgery, the insecurity stays. Just you are now insecure about something else, so it doesn't fix the source of your insecurities. It's like a band-aid, temporary solution, if I'm understanding it correctly. But the whole point is to overcome your insecurities. And I've been trying to hide it for the most of my life. Just recently, the last couple of years, I'm trying to overcome it a bit more and more. And now I'm more comfortable saying and telling them about my right hand. And this is a big step. Like putting it out there on the internet is a big step. But I want to do it. I don't want to hide it anymore. That's not overcoming it. That's feeding my insecurity. And it will keep growing bigger and bigger and bigger. I don't want to do that. Let me tell you something that I was stressing about. I see a lot of people doing keynotes, right? Speaking on stage. And it's very inspiring. I've learned a lot. Those people has inspired me a lot. And I dreamt of doing it myself. Going on stage, talking about a topic that I'm really passionate about. And you know what I was stressing about? Not public speaking. Just stressing about how am I going to move my hands, or am I going to put my hand in my pocket and just do it with one hand, or I don't know, putting it on the side and just doing it with one hand. I was stressing about that. It's what's the right word? It's not necessary. I'm stressing about nothing. The quote from Seneca or Socrates, I think it's Seneca, that we suffer more in our imagination than in reality. I'm already suffering in my imagination before it ever happens. And another thing that I'm suffering is, mentally suffering, is my insecurities, right? From my experience, when I tell someone about my right hand, most of the reactions are kind, right? They don't really care. It's not a big deal. I just made it a big thing in my head. And so I was suffering in my imagination. So the best thing is to overcome it. To overcome it, you have to face it. When you feel like hiding your insecurity, whatever insecurity you have, your height, some insecurities on your face, your body, if you're bald, overweight, whatever insecurity you have, I think the first step is to overcome it before you start fixing it. To overcome it. I'm not saying make a video like this and just to put it out there on the internet. I think you can do it by taking small steps, right? Small steps. And for me, that was one by one telling someone, if I trust them, right? If they become a good friend, I tell them about my right hand. I try to, one of the biggest insecurity is my right hand, right? So I'd never or almost never try to give a handshake first. It's weird. Most of the times I wait till someone else give a hand and then quickly grab their hand and shake. These days I'm trying to do more of just giving my hand. And I don't know how to say it, but slowly but surely I'm trying to just be less insecure about it. Just show my hand. And if they laugh about it, right, let's say there might be some people who are evil, right? Or not kind. Those are not the people you want to hang around with. It's easy as that. Right? They are not worth it because they are unkind. So those people are not even worth worrying about. That's when you know how a person is. If, let's say, if they were to laugh about or make jokes about your insecurity. So next time when you are insecure about your something, when you can catch yourself thinking, oh, I should hide this, I should, I would say hide it. Catch yourself thinking that and do it anyways. If you don't, right, if you were to hide something, hide your insecurity, it's feeding your insecurity, so it will keep growing bigger and bigger and bigger, and eventually it will be really hard for you to overcome it. So I would say take the smallest step possible to just overcome that fear. And it's so funny. The root cause, when I think about it, the main thing is we are so worried about the judgment of others, other people's judgment. Caring too much about what other people might think. And most of the times they don't really care, right? Because most people are selfish. You care a lot about yourself, your own life, that you don't really care who and what and how they look. So why are we stressing about it so much? Why are we letting other people hold you back from living the best life, living your life to the fullest, and to truly be yourself? Think about it. Imagine a life where you are not insecure anymore. You have learned to be with your insecurities, accept it, just give less fuck about what other people think. How would your life be? I'm sure you will do things that you never thought you would do. You will change your life drastically, I would say. You will feel so free. It will feel like you can achieve anything if you can overcome your biggest insecurity, whatever it is. And that's my plan. My plan is to overcome my insecurities. Let me tell you why. It's not mainly this reason, this insecurity, that holds me back from creating content. It's a petty excuse that I had, or the insecurity. I got a haircut, right? And after the haircut, it was way shorter than I thought. And I was insecure about that. I felt like I didn't look good. It's my ego. Now I'm currently reading the book, The Ego is the Enemy. It's crazy. It's a petty excuse. Yes, we can really, even me, right? I thought I was getting way better at this, caring less about what other people might think, but apparently I still care a lot, way too much about other people's judgment. That this is something that I see myself doing for the rest of my life. I really want to keep doing this, and I have big goals, important. I have a strong why, very strong why. And still I'm letting this small itty bitty insecurity hold me back from doing it. I felt so bad about myself. I was disappointed in myself. But it's ego. Even all the insecurities, it's related to ego. It's because you care too much about yourself, your ego. If you can dim down your ego, right, or get rid of your ego, you wouldn't be insecure. So those two are related. Insecurities and ego are related. Do I fully understand it? No, I don't. I'm still learning about this. And I'll definitely make a video about it. I think a lot of people struggle with ego and insecurities in their lives. And that is holding most or all of us back from living the best life. These videos that I make, right? All the videos that I've made till now, it's mainly to help others. It's not about me. I have to learn to deal with that. Dim down my ego. I'm not making this video for myself. Today I'm overcoming my insecurities, but most of the times is to provide value, to help someone in the hopes of helping someone, right? So it's about you, it's about the people watching this video and not about me. I have to ingrain that in my mind. And I think that will help for me to overcome this small insecurity that I have about my look. It's not about you, it's about them. It's about the mission that I have of inspiring and motivating people, having a positive impact, providing the best life for my mom. Those are the important things, not me. Not the self. I have to get rid of it. In the book, The Ego is the Enemy, Ryan Holiday said, ego is like the fire, right? A fire can give you food, right? You can use it to make food. It keeps you warm, so it's good. It improves your life. But fire can also burn your house down if you're not careful about it. So it's important to regularly check your ego. And it's not always about ego like being arrogant, being too full of yourself. It's also ego like the insecurity part, worrying too much about ourselves. Like I heard the 14th His Holiness the Dalai Lama say this a couple of times actually in videos. He's giving advice to someone, and what was the questions? Like there were a couple of different questions, But the answer is the same, that it's we think too much about ourselves. He says, we, me, like being too selfish or self-centered. That's the root cause of all those problems. So if we can turn the self-centeredness to outside, to others, to serving, to being compassionate, to being kind, to serving people, you wouldn't have that problem. It's one of the best advice I've heard. I can still remember this phrase from a Tibetan book, or I don't know where exactly I read it when I was a kid. There's this saying in Tibetan, Rangli Shenche, if I'm not mistaken. Rangli Shenche is basically saying others before you, putting others before you. Others are more important than yourself. Not in the sense of like trying to be likable or try to put yourself down, let them use you, or not in that sense. It's in the sense of be less self-centered, and like I said, serve, help, try to help others, and in return you get fulfillment, happiness, peace of mind. So I love this phrase, Rangli Shenche. Think in the sense of helping others, providing value, being kind, being compassionate, all of that. Just having positive impact on people around you. You don't necessarily have to create content to do that. Just do it with your friends, family, even strangers that you meet today. Just smile, be kind, and be less self-centered. It's something that I'm learning as well. Being less self-centered and worrying too much about how you look, the insecurities and all that. If it's something so important to you, if it's something truly important to you, whatever it is, I have my own. We cannot let things like insecurities hold us back. For the last couple of weeks, kind of getting emotional. For the last couple of weeks, I've been dealing with some doubts, insecurities, my ego, but I am going to work on it. I will overcome my ego, my insecurities, and the doubts. Those are all part of the process. It's all part of it. Trust me, it's a regular thing, like having doubts. Even for me, where I think I'm so sure about the path that I'm on, regularly I have doubts. I deal with my ego, my insecurities, my self-centeredness. We just have to learn to have courage. I love the word courage. Just be courageous. And courage is not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. It's overcoming your fear. You feel the fear, right? But still you overcome it. I love the word courage. I'll end the video here. I just want to say, first of all, it's normal to have insecurities as people. Nobody's perfect, right? It's very important to learn to overcome your insecurities, taking the smallest step possible towards it. If I can help you with it in any way, just let me know. Just reach out. Like, I'm also on my path of overcoming my own insecurities. We can do it together. Just stop hiding your insecurities. I know it's easier said than done. Trust me, I know. It's easier said than done. And some insecurities are so deep that it's really hard and might seem like impossible to overcome your insecurity or insecurities. But I'm sure you can, because insecurity and ego and doubts, all of that comes from your mind. And I truly believe we can master our mind, become better at interpretation, on changing perspective, how we think. So if we can get good at that, I'm sure we can overcome all the insecurities, all the doubts, and overcoming our biggest opponent, our own ego. I'm definitely going to make more videos, and I will keep you updated on how it's going, overcoming my own insecurities. And I hope I will be able to help you overcome your insecurities so you can live the best life possible, living your life to the fullest on your own terms, being yourself, your fully authentic self, which I find so important as a person, to live your life authentically, living your life with courage. That's why I called my community the Courageous Ones. I want to build a community of courageous people. So yeah, that's it. I'll stop it here. Like always, stay courageous, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.